Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most anticipated and unique TV shows ever made. I'm talking about Fargo, not the snowy Coen Brothers film from 1996, but the TV series that took the iconic dark comedy crime thriller vibe and made it even more unpredictable. You know what they say, nothing says great TV like murder, absurd situations, and a strong dose of Midwestern charm. Let's break down why Fargo is a show you can't miss and maybe, just maybe, what could have made it better? Let's start with the development. The Fargo TV series was created by none other than Noah Hawley, who wasn't satisfied with just making a successful career in TV. No, he wanted to bring Fargo back for another round, and he did. You see, Fargo, the series, doesn't just follow the original film's plot. Instead, it takes the same spirit of absurdity, black humor, and all-round weirdness and builds a completely new story. In fact, the series is considered a loose anthology of sorts. It doesn't directly connect to the film, but it takes place in the same universe. Much like the Coen Brothers movie, the TV series revolves around crime, the people caught up in it, and how everything spirals out of control. The show first premiered in 2014 on FX, and it instantly gained attention for being dark, funny, and utterly weird. Noah Hawley, the mind behind the magic, wasn't exactly a stranger to TV, having worked on shows like Bones before. But when it came to Fargo, he said, "Let's take this concept, make it even weirder, and add a cast of characters so quirky they could only exist in Minnesota." And so he did. The show's success wasn't just about taking inspiration from the Coens. It was also about adding that Hawley touch of intricate storytelling and deep human characters, all wrapped up in a mystery. Think of it like a whodunit, but with more oddballs, more incidents, and much more blood. A recipe for success? Oh, absolutely. And it helped that the Coen Brothers themselves were on board as executive producers, though they took a backseat in terms of day-to-day operations. The Fargo TV series was born to stand on its own, and it did just that. Now let's talk about the premise. The show kicks off with something you know will be weird, just like the film, right from the start. We're talking about a small-town Midwestern setting that feels a little too calm and a little too quiet until a criminal event shakes it to its core. Every season of Fargo takes place in a new location and time period with new characters, new crimes, and new levels of messed up. The first season is set in 2006 and centers around Lester Nygaard, an insurance salesman who's having a bad day. And by bad, I mean, it ends up with him entangled in a series of murders after a random encounter with a hitman named Lorne Malvo. Yeah, it goes downhill fast. In season 2, a young Lou Solverson, who's a state trooper at this point, played by Patrick Wilson, investigates a case involving a local crime syndicate and a Midwestern couple, played by Kristen Dunst, and Jesse Plemons, who accidentally killed the son of a powerful mob family. It's a collision of small-town chaos, Vietnam-era paranoia, and 70s-style gangland warfare with UFOs, because why not? In season 3, Ewan McGregor plays two brothers, one wealthy, smug parking lot kingpin, and the other a bitter parole officer. A stolen vintage stamp sets off a spiraling mess of lies, murder, and creepy corporate espionage, thanks to a villainous David Thewlis playing a man who eats raw meat and sounds like a snake oil salesman with a British accent. In season 4, two crime syndicates, one Italian, one African American, swap their youngest sons as a peace pact in a segregated mob-run Kansas City. But peace doesn't last. Chris Rock leads as a crime boss trying to establish a legitimacy in a world that won't let him. It's a complex tale of power, race, and betrayal, with a large ensemble and some Coen-flavored weirdness. And then in season 5, the most recent season so far, a seemingly normal housewife played by Juno Temple is actually on the run from her past and from a sadistic sheriff played by John Hamm who believes in vigilante justice. As her carefully constructed life begins to unravel, Fargo returns to its roots, quirky Midwestern charm, unexpected violence, and characters who keep digging the hole deeper. But what really elevates Fargo is how it combines crime with dark humor. Imagine a crime thriller where every person involved in the mess somehow seems totally unprepared for what's happening, but they just keep pushing forward anyway. And it's all laced with dry humor and oddly relatable characters. There's also that signature Fargo absurdity when you witness something outrageous and you laugh nervously because you don't know how to react. Is this funny? Is this scary? Are we supposed to be laughing? And if that weren't enough, the show never lets you forget the human aspect. There's always a feeling that these characters are trying to do the right thing, even though they're often very bad at it. When it comes to the cast, Fargo didn't hold back. You've got a legendary roster of actors, and that's before you even get to the star power that comes with each season. Let's start with season 1. Martin Freeman as the unlucky insurance salesman Lester Nygaard is a pitch-perfect mix of downtrodden and clueless. He's the kind of guy who can't catch a break, even if he tried to. And then you've got Billy Bob Thornton as Lorne Malvo, a hitman who's got the charm of a used car salesman, but the morals of a sociopath. Peak villain material. As for the rest of the crew, you've got a stellar supporting cast, including Colin Hanks, Allison Tolman, and even Ted Danson, who brings his own brand of awkward charm to the mix. Each subsequent season brings in a fresh batch of talent, including big names like Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, Ewan McGregor, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. We've got Chris Rock, Jason Schwartzman, Jeffrey Donovan, Elizabeth Marvel, John Hamm, Juno Temple, and even Joe Keery, among others. And yet, no matter who's in the cast, the show never loses its distinctive Fargo vibe. It's like an ensemble performance where every actor is in on the joke. Yes, this is gonna get weird, but you love it. Whether it's season 2's crazy 70s conspiracy or season 3's dueling brothers played by Ewan McGregor in a dual role, the cast keeps you hooked season after season. As for the critical response, well, let's just say critics had a lot of nice things to say. Season 1 received nearly universal praise with a lot of focus on how the show managed to respect the original film while carving its own identity. The performances were top-notch, especially Billy Bob Thornton's performance as Malvo, very chilling. And critics hailed his performance as absolutely unforgettable. I 100% agree. The show was praised for balancing dark humor, absurd violence, and for how it kept you on the edge of your seat while making you laugh at the same time. It's like a twisted roller coaster you didn't want to get on, but once you're strapped in, you can't look away. The subsequent seasons, yeah, they got the love too. While season 2 is often seen as the best season thanks to its 70s backdrop and a story that goes full bunkers with gang wars and family drama, and I totally agree, each season delivered something new and exciting. Critics loved how Fargo continued to subvert expectations, and while not every season had the same wow factor as the first, it's safe to say the show remained an important piece of television over its run. The show's ability to mix existential dread with violence, humor, and even the occasional touching moment made it a critical darling. Now, no great TV show is without its behind-the-scenes stories, and Fargo has its fair share. For instance, did you know that Billy Bob Thornton didn't even prepare for his role as Lord Marvel? Nope. He just read the script and showed up with his own brand of chaotic energy. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna wing it. And somehow, he delivered a career-defining performance. The directors, including Adam Bernstein and Michael Spierig, also went to great lengths to capture the stark, snowy landscapes and isolating settings that make Fargo feel like its own offbeat universe. And here's a little fun fact for you. Fargo wasn't just filmed in Minnesota. A lot of it was shot in Calgary, Canada, and, the filmmakers had a blast creating this cold, harsh world. There was also a very real risk that the show would not happen. After some intense development back and forth, FX almost passed on the project. But after a last-minute decision, the network greenlit it, and, well, the rest, they say, is TV history. Who's glad that happened? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are. including me. Now, after all said, no show is perfect, and while Fargo has a lot going for it, there are still a few things that could have made it even better. For one, some fans felt that the latter seasons, while still strong, couldn't quite capture the magic of the first one. After all, how do you top Billy Bob Thornton's Malvo? It's like trying to beat a perfect villain. Additionally, some felt that the show's chaotic nature, while fun, occasionally crossed into confusing territory. The subplots can sometimes feel like they're just there. And while it's nice to have layered storytelling, some moments left viewers scratching their heads and saying, wait, did that make sense? I mean, could tighter writing have fixed this? Possibly. But then again, we'll be missing out on the weird fun that makes Fargo so, well, Fargo. So, why should you watch Fargo? Well, because it's an unpredictable thrill ride, full of complex characters, dark humor, and bizarre situations that you love. It's a show that keeps you on your toes while making you laugh, cringe, and sometimes yell at the screen. What is wrong with you people? If you're a fan of crime thrillers with a touch. So, what do you think about Fargo TV series generally? Do you like it? What's your favorite part? What's your favorite season of the show? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching the channel again. Please do like, share, and subscribe to Muveematic if you like what you saw. Till next time, please do take good care of yourself.